Deep within the emerald embrace of the Amazon, two tribes of venomous snakes, the Red Fangs and the Wide Tongues, held dominion. The Red Fangs, masters of camouflage, blended seamlessly with the forest floor. Their venom, a potent neurotoxin, could paralyze prey in an instant. The Wide Tongues, adorned with vibrant scales, ruled the sun-drenched canopies. Their venom, a hemotoxin, caused excruciating pain and internal bleeding. For generations, an uneasy truce prevailed, but the balance of power was shifting. A prolonged drought had ravaged the land, depleting resources. The once clear boundaries between the tribes blurred as competition for food and territory intensified. Ancient grudges resurfaced, whispers of war slithered through the undergrowth. The serpent's paradise was on the brink of chaos. The first strike came under the cloak of darkness. A Red Fang raiding party, their scales dusted with earth for camouflage, ambushed a Wide Tongue patrol. The element of surprise was their weapon. They struck with deadly precision, their venom-laced fangs sinking into unsuspecting victims. The Wide Tongues, caught off guard, fought back valiantly but suffered heavy losses. News of the attack spread like wildfire. The Wide Tongues, their pride wounded, retaliated with a swift and brutal counterattack. Exploiting their superior agility in the trees, they rained down venomous bites upon the Red Fangs below. Their scales shimmered under the sun, confusing their enemies. The forest floor became a battleground, littered with the bodies of fallen warriors. The air reeked of venom and the stench of death. As the conflict escalated, both tribes recognized the need for a decisive confrontation. Their leaders, Fang of Blood and Tongue of Jade, agreed to a duel to the death. The location, a clearing bathed in the eerie glow of the full moon. The stakes, the survival of their respective tribes. Tension hung heavy in the air as the two serpents circled each other. Fang of Blood, a hulking red fang with scales as dark as dried blood, struck first. His attack was lightning fast, but Tongue of Jade, smaller but more agile, anticipated the move. She dodged and countered with a venomous bite, aiming for Fang of Blood's vulnerable underbelly. He recoiled, blood oozing from the wound. The battle raged on, a blur of scales, fangs and venom. As the duel reached its climax, a hush fell over the clearing. Both leaders were gravely wounded, their movements sluggish. Fang of Blood, his vision blurring, looked upon his opponent. Tongue of Jade, her scales dull with exhaustion, met his gaze. In that moment, the futility of their conflict dawned upon them. What had they gained from this senseless bloodshed? A wise old gecko, perched atop a weathered stone, observed the scene with a heavy heart. "Enough!" he croaked, his voice raspy but clear. The serpents, startled by the unexpected interruption, turned their heads towards the sound. "Look around you," the gecko continued, his gaze sweeping across the ravaged clearing. "Is this the legacy you wish to leave behind?" The gecko's words resonated with Fang of Blood and Tongue of Jade. They had allowed their rivalry to blind them to the consequences of their actions. With newfound clarity, they called for an end to the fighting. A wave of relief washed over both tribes as the fighting ceased. The war was over. In the aftermath of the conflict, a fragile peace settled upon the forest. The Red Fangs and Wide Tongues, once sworn enemies, began the arduous task of rebuilding their shattered world. They shared their knowledge and resources, learning to coexist for the betterment of all. Over time, the animosity faded, replaced by a sense of shared kinship. A new generation emerged, bearing the markings of both tribes. They were a symbol of unity, a testament to the power of peace.